everybody. Welcome back to another week of Sunday Storytime with me, Terrence, and my brother Torrance.
Hi guys.
Torrance, which book did you choose to read this week?
Well, we're going to read Mark the Mighty Muskrat, Epic Battle of Muscular Dystrophy The Diagnosis.
And why did you choose this book?
Because I was really excited to find another book, another children's book about muscular dystrophy, which I would like to read to you today.
I'm excited for it.
Everyone ready?
Yep.
Well, this book is dedicated to my incredible son. He was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, DMD, when he was almost 4 years old. My son is the definition of a true warrior who will never give up on a battle that lays before him. Your mommy, sister, and I are right there fighting with you now and forever. Love your daddy, Luke Dalien, which this book is written by, and also illustrated by Linnae Dalien. Okay, like most muskrats his age, Mark loves to play, climbing trees, running in the forest, and jumping around all day. It wasn't until he was maybe 4 or 5 years old, Mark noticed his legs would often ache and had trouble being controlled. One day he asked his mommy what caused his legs to feel so tired. She wasn't exactly sure, so she brought Mark to the doctor the family admired. Mark and his mommy walked into the waiting room, filled with boys his own age. He couldn't help but notice all of the boys had legs that hurt each in a different stage. Some walked around just like him, and some had metal tied to the outside of the leg. Some of the boys sat in chairs with wheels, like his dear friend Matthew Craig. Mark didn't say anything, not sure what to expect. He just sat down in a black office chair, waiting to be checked. Finally, Mark stood up as the doctor called his name. As he got closer to the office with his mommy, the more nervous he became. After speaking with the doctor, his mommy turned to Mark. They are running tests. Then we will come back soon. But now let's go to the park. A few weeks passed, and nothing seemed to change. Mark's legs would still get tired, faster than his friends, which seemed to him strange. Then one day, Mark's mommy received a call, and the results were finally in. They went back to the same doctor's office where they had already been. The doctor explained to Mark and his mommy what was causing his legs to ache. In simple terms, Mark's pain was from the lack of a protein his body did not make. He explained that everyone's bodies are different, and sometimes things go wrong. For Mark, it was nothing he did at all. His muscle strengths weren't as strong. The doctor let both Mark and his mommy know how everything will progress. The important thing to remember, he said, is to make sure you get plenty of rest. If your muscles feel sore, sit down for a while until you feel better. He handed Mark's mommy a bunch of material, including a long letter. They set up another appointment and were told to write their questions on a list. Doctors around the world are working hard to find a cure. So the one doesn't currently exist. As they left the office, Mark could see there was sadness on his mommy's face. "It's okay, mommy," he said. "There's plenty of time left in the race." Perhaps it's true Mark didn't fully understand the situation he was in, or maybe he was born a true fighter, to only do one thing, to win. The road of life can be rocky and unpaved in certain spots. There's just no time to sit around and fill your mind with negative thoughts. The greatest chance that Mark has in life, along with others, to have the same disease, is to raise your voice, break out your fist, and help bring muscular dystrophy to its knees. The end.
That was a great book. Thanks for reading it, Torrance.
Thank you.
So, I'm curious, after reading this book, do you remember, like, before your diagnosis, like, what were you experiencing? Like, were you experiencing what Mark was experiencing too?
Yeah, similar.
Yeah?
Similar things, yes.
Yeah.
Just, I know, started falling down a lot. They used to fall down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and my mom used to tell me to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fall down, don't scrape your knees.
Mm.
Yeah. Then also, walking upstairs would be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Hard as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take my time, one step at a time.
One step at a time, yeah. And then, did you remember? Do you have any like memories of you going in for your diagnosis?
So no, I don't remember anything.
No.
But all I know is it was around 6 or 7 years old.
Okay. And what were some of your more like some of your memories around like after your diagnosis and going through all the treatments and all that? What was that experience like? Do you remember?
Not too much. So I just sort of transitioned to sitting in a wheelchair around, I guess, 10 years old.
10 years old. And was that challenging for you to make that transition?
So I think a lot of the time I just kept on going. I just went with the flow, I guess.
So there's no feelings of sadness or anger or confusion while you were growing up?
So at the time, no. When I was child, no.
No? So what about when you were a teenager?
So, well, I guess you could say that stuff. Well, all I remember going to the balls in a wheelchair, especially Chinese balls.
Okay.
The people were staring. So I was kind of annoyed by that at that time.
Okay.
That's the only thing I felt, I think.
Okay.
I was annoyed.
So you felt annoyed when people stared at you?
Yeah.
Okay. And why did you feel annoyed?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It was just because they just looked at you and
they
weren't talking to you, or?
No, yeah.
Okay. And in the book too, like, did you notice that our mom was sad?
I don't know. Well, it's really hard.
Okay.
So I don't know if I noticed, but I know it was hard. Because instead of walking up the stairs, every night she had to lift me up one step at a time. We were living in a townhouse with stairs. Lots of stairs, so.
That's right.
So that was probably really hard for her. And also, well, she always took me out and drove me to places, malls and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though that was really hard for her, I think.
Yeah.
Because lifting the wheelchair into the truck.
Yeah.
Truck was heavy for her.
Right.
So she just went with it anyways.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Because we had to lift me into the car first, and then bring the heavy wheelchair into the truck.
Yeah, and then fling the wheelchair into the truck.
Yeah, flinging. That's what Mom said.
Yeah.
That's what she was doing.
So given what Mom does, like, what advice or words of encouragement would you give to other parents with children with disabilities? And what would you say to the kids and youths with disabilities? What would you tell them?
So just don't give up hope. Give up hope. Try to keep on going in life. Then also make sure you listen to all the people that are helping you. That supports you, like doctors and nurses and therapists. All those people. They really help.
So they were very valuable?
Yes, they were valuable.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that made it easier with the help of those various people and organizations.
And are there any particular people in particular that you want to give thanks to and shout out to?
Well, like the last book that I did, just thank you to everyone. Everyone who helped.
Well, to echo what Torrance is saying, I just want to shout out to all the caregivers out there, especially the family caregivers, who sacrifice a lot of your time and energy for the well-being of the people that you care about. Like watching our mother caregive for so many years, and and also having taken on a caregiver role in the family, I know and can empathize how challenging it could be at times, but at the same time can be very rewarding too in what we do for ourselves and also for the people that we love and care about. So yeah, kudos to all the family caregivers out there, especially during this time too. Yeah, is there anything else that you want to talk about related to this book and your own personal experience?
Well, in the book you said he had a new friend, Matthew Greg.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I had a friend like that too.
Okay. How did you meet this friend?
Well, Gloria introduced me to him.
Oh, at like an event?
So no, at Gloria.
Oh, like so you were both at Warby physically?
Yes, physically. Yeah.
And then they introduced you?
Yes, this was before social distancing.
Okay, so you both of you were there for like your appointments or whatever, and then they just introduced you?
Yeah.
Ah. And what's his name?
So his name was Nolan.
Okay.
Nolan, yeah. So it was great to have a friend with the same condition, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, what was that like meeting Nolan like for the first few times and then like meeting someone that has the same condition as you? What was that like?
So I guess it was good.
It was good?
Good to know that someone else had the same thing.
Like were you able to like relate to each other more? Like was there kind of
a little bit, kind of.
Yeah?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, because we used to hang out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we used to go to his house a lot too. Yeah, for stayovers. Stay overnight. Then also we enjoyed play hockey together.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, and also we went to camps together actually.
Which like summer camps?
Yeah, like Easter Seal.
Yeah.
Blue Mountain Camp.
Ah.
Yeah, we went there a lot. Yeah. Then also Gloria Respite.
Oh, you two went to respite as well?
Respite camps, yeah.
Together?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So yeah.
And now you know Nolan for how many years now?
So I can't remember now. Can't remember.
Probably like
20 years, right?
Probably 20 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what can you say to like kids out there that like maybe have chosen not to like connect with friends? Like, what would you say to kids out there?
Well, I know it can be hard finding friends. For myself as well. It was hard. It was hard, but you won't know if you find that true friend that's there for you. So yeah, just keep on going. Yes.
And do you want to shout out to all your friends
So
that's been supporting you?
yeah, thank you to all our friends. I guess I can name them too.
Sure.
Okay, thanks to Peter, Amanda, and Joe, and Nolan.
Yeah.
Yep, and shout out to all the hockey people I met, hockey friends.
Which hockey leagues are these?
Toronto Power Wheelchair Hockey League.
Yeah.
Yes, and also other leagues from North America too. Yes. Yes, so it was great to meet a lot of people. With the same, similar conditions, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you definitely, as your older brother, watching you like grow up and being involved in all these things, it definitely, at least in my point of view, gave you a huge sense of purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Well, I did everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did scouting too.
Yeah, exactly.
My scouts too.
Exactly, yeah. It definitely made you who you are, for sure.
Yep, yeah, so keep on going, cause I also was able to graduate from college. So that's, I'm proud of that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like Mark the Mighty Muskrat, you've definitely practiced and only know how to win. Because you've definitely overcome a lot of adversities. So you've definitely demonstrated a lot of resilience, right? So yeah, great book, very relevant to Torrance's story, and I'm sure to many of yours too. If you're interested in this book, we will provide a link below to Amazon where you could purchase this book. And we also want to know what you think of it. And for all the different organizations that Torrance mentioned, we will also provide links so that you could go check them out and even provide some support to them too during this time.
Okay, so you guys can find me at my neighbor Torrance on YouTube and on Facebook, and also on Instagram, which is at torrance.ho, TORRANCE.ho.
And you could find me, Terrence, on Instagram at TerrenceHo, TerrenceHO, and on Twitter, TerrenceWKHO. So make sure to like and subscribe to Torrance's channel, and we will be reading another one of our favorite stories next week. So until then, have an awesome week.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.